Sales Smackdown.
Adam Morris here with SalesFirst Recruiting. We are sales experts who meet a lot of people, ask a lot of questions, and find proven performers and culture fits. And I'm here today with our special guest, Jeff Schneider. Jeff,
Hi, Adam.
Hey, tell our listeners what you do and why you agreed to a Sales Smackdown.
Sure. So I am a sales trainer, coach, and consultant with Sandler Training here in Portland. Work with companies and individuals who are dead serious about improving their sales performance. And I agreed to a Sales Smackdown not knowing what it was because I trust you implicitly, Adam.
That's a fantastic answer. It's actually only the second answer I've received on it, but it is the best answer I've gotten.
Good.
Okay. I've got 5 highly important questions for you. Are you ready?
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
If you could seek advice from any leader in history, who would it be?
So I assume that we're going to take out religious leaders because that's beyond the scope of our conversation here.
You don't have to, though. It can be anybody.
Jesus Christ is at the top of my list, but I want to make this as relevant to sales as possible. I think that I'll tell you the first person who comes to mind is Elon Musk, and it's just because he has such a crazy passion for what he's doing. And it's not so much that I have specific questions that I want to ask him. I just think I'd want to be around and be able to capture his passion. Actually, another person's coming to mind, Tony Robbins. I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan, so I'm giving you 2 answers for one. And again, I know what would happen if I were to have a conversation with Tony, which is he would ask me some really hard-hitting questions, probably make me cry, bring me to a moment of catharsis, and I think I would be transformed. I've seen it happen before, and I admire the fact that Tony is always going after people's pain because he cares so much about them.
Wow, really cool answers. Thank you. What is the most ridiculous situation you've ever found yourself in as a sales leader?
So, again, I'm just going with the first thing that pops into my mind, Adam. I was given a talk. I do a lot of free talks, keynote speaking, and I've been doing this for 12 years now. And I was given a keynote evening networking event, about 165 people, and having a conversation with one of the warm-up speakers before, and he just kind of subtly mentioned to me, he goes, we got nothing to be nervous about. It's not going to pass out or anything. And he mentioned how he was with a friend one time who was a speaker who passed out in front of everybody. I don't know. I planted this idea in my head, but guess what happened? I got up there, I started speaking, my mouth started getting dry. It was a weird environment where people were eating and their backs were to me, and there were distractions, and there's weird stuff going on. And I kept talking, but I was shaking. I was starting to sweat. I reached the point where I could not even hear what I was saying. Words were coming out of my mouth, but I don't know what they were. And eventually I started seeing colors, and I realized I am going to pass out. And I said, excuse me, I'll be back. And I just left. I didn't come back.
So basically it was an inception. He planted the seed in your head.
Yes. That was terrible. And that's my favorite movie, by the way, if you're going to ask me. And the funny thing was, people called me and they're like, "You okay?" Because they said I got sick. I wasn't feeling that well in the first place. But the feedback I got from people was, "We were so sad for you, but also we wanted to hear the rest of what you had to say because it was so good." And I was like, "Seriously? I have no idea what I was saying."
It sounds like you locked your knees. That happens at weddings all the time.
Yeah. Pretty much, but it
are
started
going
in my head
down all
and then
the time.
It spread to my knees, right? Yeah, it started in my head and then spread to the knees.
Question number 3. Do you support sliding down fire poles at tech companies, sitting on bouncy balls, and drinking from a keg at work?
Hey, if it works for them, I'm all for it. You know what? I'm 54. I wish that I was working at a tech company back when I was like 25 and didn't have kids and stuff, because I'd be doing all that stuff and more. I don't know how they get work done, but no, it sounds like a lot of fun. And if they're able to make money while doing it, I mean, here's the thing. I work with salespeople. We've got to have fun. I mean, one way or another, if you're in sales, David Sandler, our founder, he said, Sales is a hilarious activity on the way to the grave.
Right.
Get a weird sense of humor.
So, I mean, whatever
so
happened to
somehow
the good
we
old days?
laugh.
What happened to the
Which
good old
ones
days?
were those? 3 martini lunches?
Really tall cubicles, dingy environments,
Oh.
people smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Office space, killing the printer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember those days as well, but I think you know what, bouncy balls and good beer on tap, why not? As long as people are being productive and getting stuff done. I'm thumbs up.
Question number 4. Fill in the blank. The best sales leader is the one that.
The best sales leader is one that understands their people and what motivates them and knows how to customize that motivation for each of their salespeople. So one of the things that I see a lot, I work with sales leaders quite a bit, sales managers, VPs of sales, and CEOs that manage salespeople. And a lot of them were managed by fear. They were managed with the stick. They were managed by the number. Give me $1 million, you're out of here. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
And it is counterproductive. I mean, again, for a salesperson, sales is a bit like sports or entertainment. You have to have your head straight. Your emotions have to be positive in order to go out and deal with the incredibly difficult task of putting yourself out there and setting yourself up for rejection constantly. And if the sales manager is breathing down the seller's neck and in a threatening, intimidating way, making them feel like their job is in jeopardy, how are they going to find a way to succeed? So a sales manager who cares about their people, understands what motivates them, and is able to motivate them in a way that works for them, that's probably going to be a great sales leader.
Final question. How can our listeners get a hold of you?
Well, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. My website is Schneider.Sandler.com. That's Schneider, Schneider.Sandler.com. And out there, I've got my boot camp and seminar schedule and some videos you can check out. You can also go out to my YouTube page. That's just search for Jeff Schneider at Sandler Training. Or they can email me, jeffs@sandler.com. And if you happen to be in downtown Portland, you want to stop in as a guest at one of my training sessions, love to have you.
Jeff, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you. My pleasure, Adam.